A battle for the hearts and the minds of the people is underway concerning Islam, and we are losing that battle and have been for decades. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praises to Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I testify that there is none worthy of worship but Allah, and I testify that Muhammad is his messenger. Greetings to my respected elders, my brothers and my sisters, and to all those who are not yet believers. Brothers and sisters, Islam has been under attack for decades. That is no surprise. This attack is not one of tanks and airplanes and heavy machinery and artillery. Brothers and sisters, this has been a battle to change Islam fundamentally from the bottom and its basic essence. This has been an attack on Islam via social media, via mainstream media, for as long as one can remember. Brothers and sisters, they have used social media and media platforms and popular personalities to convince you that Islam is some barbaric, backward religion, that it's a way of the past. And as such, they have introduced modernity into the deen of al-Islam, and they have gotten us away from practicing Islam as it was revealed by Allah in the Quran and through his messenger in the Sunnah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Question yourself, brothers and sisters. Question your communities. Look around at what we consider to be normal now within Islam. At all of the things that we see happening within our communities, and we shrug our shoulders and say, well, let's just keep quiet, brother. There's no sense in making waves, sister. Astaghfirullah. Their battle is being successful on the front that it is changing us from an essential fundamental level. They have convinced you that to practice your religion the way it was revealed is sinful. They have convinced you that to practice your religion the way it was revealed is extreme. They've convinced you to enter into masjids across the country in the Western nations and partake in their Jummas, partake in their 5 daily salah, and to not say a word about the leadership. The leadership that makes deals with the LGBT alphabet community. The leadership that arranges events such as Martin Luther King Jr. walks with the alphabet community. Protests alongside of the alphabet community. Places women in leadership within the community heads over men. So much so that imams don't have any say-so on what goes on within their community. The imam is there to just teach classes and lead the salah, give the khutbah. Brothers and sisters, think about the implications this has. At the rate we're going, if we continue to allow this, Islam will be a shell of its former self. Don't consider yourself extreme, brothers and sisters. Don't consider yourself extreme because you choose to practice your religion in the way it was revealed by Allah and his messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If it was good enough for the messenger of Allah, and it was good enough for the Sahaba, and it was good enough for the generations that followed, why isn't it good enough for you? Why isn't it good enough for me? They also have got us at each other's throats concerning our schools of thinking. We're manned up, sect against sect. We're no different than gangbangers. We're gangbangers within Islam. Brothers and sisters, we're not only under attack through our hearts and our minds, but we're also attacking each other because of it. The Sunnis and the Shia have been at it for years. And now We finally are finding some unity, but it's taken the unaliving of thousands and thousands of innocent Palestinians and innocent people in other countries stepping in, trying to fight, stepping in, trying to speak up on behalf of these Muslims who have been systematically eradicated in a genocidal effort by a ruler who's established an apartheid state. Brothers and sisters, they convinced you that if you speak out against this, you're extreme. You're not extreme for practicing your religion the way it was revealed. Why do you think that we have the same problems within Western Islamic communities that the Western society is having? It's because we make our masjids to be like churches. We make our communities to be like that of the Christians. We promote free mixing and mingling. We promote holiday festivals, and we name them something else as to not promote the actual holiday, but as to fit in with our local surroundings. Brothers and sisters, this is a call. This is a call to action on behalf of Islam, on behalf of the Quran and the Sunnah. You are watching your religion rot from the inside. There is a cancer that's growing throughout the ummah, and it has to be stopped. People are waking up to this. People like myself, a Western revert, man, in the Bible Belt, East Tennessee. Look around me. MashaAllah. I'm in the backwoods of East Tennessee, and I'm waking up to it. I'm seeing how they've changed my religion. I'm seeing how they have downplayed the role of my messenger. Our messenger shed blood for this deen, brothers and sisters. Our Sahaba gave their life for this deen so that it may flourish. Brothers and sisters, we cannot let them change our religion from the inside out. We have to do something. This is unacceptable. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would not be pleased with us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not pleased with us. This is evident in the state of our communities locally. But we have the opportunity to do better. We have the opportunity to speak up. We have the opportunity to make a change within our own communities. It's not a call to violence. Nonviolent action is the answer. Brothers and sisters, you have a right to speak up within your community and point out the things that they are doing that go against the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only do you have a right, but you have a responsibility. It is your obligation. It's obligatory upon every Muslim man and woman to see these things taking place and to speak out against them. They convince you that polygamy is wrong. This is a practice of Islam, brothers and sisters. You go against this because it offends your delicate sensibilities, not remembering and realizing that this is revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you say, it's not for me. It's not for me. Brothers and sisters, if it's not for you, who is it for? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you Muslim. You willfully choose to believe in La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah. But you say it's not for me. Brothers and sisters, they convinced you that mixing and mingling of sexes is permissible. They convinced you that women in leadership is permissible. They convinced you that having get-togethers is halal. That we should be able to sit around and just kick it and tell jokes with one another. That we should be able to spend time at masjids together. Brothers need to be fellowshipping with brothers, and sisters need to be fellowshipping with sisters. And the focus of the fellowship needs to be on the deen and strengthening the deen of al-Islam. Inshallah. Brothers and sisters, Islam is a beautiful way of life. It is the most beautiful way of life. I firmly believe that. But I'm here to tell you right now, the way that it's being watered down and the way that it's being presented now, it's a shadow of its former self. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. So we need to do something. We need to act fast. Because they're winning the battle, and the battle for the hearts and the minds of the people, brothers and sisters. They're winning it. They're winning it. One believer at a time. One masjid at a time. When they convince you that you have no say-so, when they convince you that making haram what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made halal is not for them, or that we shouldn't be oppressed in this way or that way. They talk about Islam subjugating women. Islam subjugates men. In fact, the word Islam means submission. Submission to Allah and Allah alone. That is willful subjugation, brothers and sisters. You can be a slave to the dunya, or you can be a slave to Allah. If you're a slave to Allah, you get the blessing in the dunya and the hereafter. The guidelines and the boundaries that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us with, they're there to protect us. They're there to protect the deen. They're there to secure our future. They're there to secure the future of Muslims, future generations. Before you know it, if we continue down this path, brothers and sisters, we'll go into the masjid, and there'll be no more separate entrances or separate halakas or separate classes. Not only that, but we'll go in and our sisters will be dressing in form-fitting clothing. It's already happening in certain places, brothers and sisters. And then the hijab will be a thing of the past. They've already convinced a lot of you sisters that it's not something that you're required to wear. I myself, I don't want a wife who is going to be out there advertising herself for every other man to see. That's not what this is. I'm not a dayuth. A dayuth has no protective jealousy for his wife or his daughters, his sisters, his mother. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put that in us for a reason, brothers and sisters. Stop letting them convince you that everything that is the religion of Islam that you choose to follow to a T is extreme. Because it's not. It's not extreme. Ain't none of this extreme. Brothers and sisters, we have an opportunity right now. Speak out. Speak out. Peaceful protest with this. Peaceful protest with this. Go to your communities. Go into your communities where the Quran and the Sunnah is not existent anymore and speak out in peaceful protest against this. Before you have to stand before Allah and answer to Him on why you did nothing. Come on, brothers and sisters. We need to do better. Brothers and sisters, if you benefit from this comment, be sure to like and subscribe. Post this to your Facebook. Post this to your TikTok. Link up on your Instagram. Link up on all your platforms, brothers and sisters, because I know you got 20 or 30 of them. I know you got 20 or 30 of them. So, post them up. Post them up for the sake of Allah. Send it to everybody you can, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, if you haven't become a member yet, consider joining channel membership. It benefits the dawah and continues helping me to continue to spread the deen of Islam, inshallah. Benefiting brothers and sisters. We have new shahadas coming in right now for the sake of Allah. MashaAllah. So, do what's right. Inshallah. Till next time, remember that there's one God and only one God. And He alone is worthy of worship.